So, you know, I'm going to tell you a story today, as always, about a friend I used to have, right? And this was a couple years ago. We basically grew up together. We grew up in the same apartment, and we were like very close friends. Right? We'd like play cricket and everything together. And we used to go to call him to play cricket. He'd come to call me and everything, right? And one thing we realized was every time we go to pick him up, right, or every time we go to call him, we'd hear him like talking to himself. Like he just like murmur something, keep talking, and we used to make fun of it because at least back then we thought like talking to yourself was a sign or a symptom of a mental disorder, right? Delusion or schizophrenia or whatever, I don't know. So he used to talk to himself a lot, and we used to make fun of him for it. But then, over the years, right, I realized that it's actually important that you talk to yourself, and not just talk to yourself for like in a way where you're like, oh, I'm not happy, or like, just overthink and get upset about things and get anxious and that, like, where you just keep thinking about, okay, oh shit, what's gonna happen, what's gonna happen, or like just overthink about something where it like ruins your mind. Not talk to yourself in that sense. Talk to yourself in a way where you talk to someone you actually care about. Because sometimes what we don't realize is we are a person as much as another person, right? So what I'm trying to say is, when was the last time you've actually sat down and like just analyze your thoughts, like not stress about anything, not focus on anything, just sit down and see where your mind takes you. Just sit down with a clear mind and just start like talking to yourself. Okay, like what did you do today? How did you feel about that? What could you have done better? What did you do wrong? Or what can you do differently? Or why, if you had a bad day, right, you can think about why you had a bad day. What was it about the day that made you upset, or what was it about the day that made the day good? Because what people don't realize is, right, when you do that, you automatically start understanding yourself so much better, and you automatically like know how to go about your day in a way where you can stop it from actually affecting you and upsetting you. So I don't know if like a lot of you know this. I spend a lot of time by myself, and not in a way where like, oh, like I'm sad, I want to be alone. But no, because I actually enjoy spending time with myself. And people find this very weird. Like, what, you actually like go to the beach alone, or like, you actually go for a movie alone? I could never do that, and I wonder why can't you do that? Like, are you not a fun person to hang out with? Don't your friends hang out with you? So you must be a fun person to hang out with, right? And they don't hang out with themselves, and I don't understand. Make it a habit to hang out with yourself and to see what you're doing. Like, just be by yourself. Be comfortable with being alone. Just be comfortable with being yourself, being by yourself, right? And you see the impact it has on you. It automatically makes you more confident. It automatically puts your mind at ease, right? Like, because sometimes a lot of people have this anxiety, like, oh, like, what if this friend stops talking to me, or what if like this person breaks up and like I'm all alone, and like they create this dependency on other people. I'm sure everyone has heard of the quote. I'm sorry for bringing up another quote, but the quote is, if you don't talk to yourself, you'd miss out on talking to a wonderful person that day, right? I think it was by Swami Vivekananda, if I'm not wrong. And that's true. Like, you are a fun person to hang out with, right? All your friends hang out with you. So why don't you hang out with yourself? When you address yourself as a person, you'll see that you'll identify the problems you're having. And a lot of people like going to therapy has become a trend now. I'm not saying it's a bad thing; it's wonderful. If you think therapy is important and help you in any way, you should definitely go for it. But you see, like once you do this, right? Once you begin this exercise of spending time with yourself, being comfortable in your own presence, you'll understand yourself much better, and you realize that in a way, it's like therapy. Like, okay, so if your friend comes up to you, right, and your friend tells you, dude, I'm having a shit day, like I'm really upset, what would you do? You listen to your friend, you'll ask them like what happened, and you'll like maybe if they ask for it, advise them or like recommend what they can do to actually solve the problem or fix that or make that day better, right? So why don't you try to do that with yourself? Sit down, write it down if you want to, or like just talk to yourself, just like sit in a quiet, calm place, wherever your happy place is. I do not know. You know better than that, right? Sit down and just see where your mind takes you, see where your mind goes, and be comfortable being alone. And and don't confuse being alone for being lonely. A lot of people, right? They feel like, oh, if they spend time alone, they automatically become a loner, like a social outcast. And I think that's pretty stupid. Like, when people ask me, How can you go for a movie alone? I very comfortably say going to a movie is a single person activity, right? So why is it so wrong to go for it by yourself? So try it. I mean, it helped me a lot. I automatically enjoy spending time with others more. I enjoy spending time with myself, and it just helps a lot overall. And I hope it helps you guys too. So try it and let me know how it is if you'll actually do try that.